the usual agenda items, and then once Augie gets started, we'll go to public comment and we'll start committee reports. Then when Mark comes in, we'll draw close to the reports temporarily and go to Mark and then go on from there. So are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Public comments, please.
Must be me, there's the only guy here. Hey, good morning. My name is Robert Bogan. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, a veteran of the United States Army, Edgar County resident. This morning I want to talk about the Edgar County Airport. You know, if we hope to achieve greatness, we must know from where we begin. So I start with history of the Edgar County Airport. I understand Chris Patrick may have served on the Airport Advisory Board for as much as 20 years, helping choose projects, all of which seemed to require concrete and perhaps a great deal of which was provided by his company. It now seems nearly all those projects violated state law or were corrupt in one form or another. For example, the runway extension. Edgar County resident Don Ferris lost 10 acres for that project that violated state law. There have been others that may have lost property during that runway extension, all again in violation of the airport law under which this airport is being operated. There's a crosswind runway, another violation of airport law. And here the Dyer family lost farmland to an illegal project. You have to have zoning before you expand an airport, and that's what took place. They violated the Illinois law. Then there was a purchase of a house at the west end of the airport runway. Well, this was interesting because the funds for purchasing that house were not great enough to do that. The residents of the house left. They put a for sale sign in the front yard. The airport wanted to buy the house. They couldn't afford it. Then there was a coincidental firebombing or fire, however you choose to describe it, and that reduced the price, and guess what? The airport violated the law again when they purchased that property. That was an airport extension. When you're discussing fires, you can't hardly do that without mentioning 2 airplanes that were firebombed at the Edgar County Airport. Many people refer to that as the Chris and Jimmy's Airport at the time. So we're still talking history, right? Then there was the $880,000 grant, something that Jimmy and Chris worked on that was halted by the FAA and the Division of Aeronautics for lies, corruption, and falsehoods. I've always thought it's a violation of Illinois law to submit false documents on a grant application. We topped it off with Jerry Griffin, who would still be managing the airport under the approval of this county board were it not for the IDOA. The IDOA is now insisting changes be made, and this includes the lease agreements. In discussing this history, I haven't mentioned those that sat in silence and did little. Those that sat in board meetings when all this took place. Those that were giving documents, proving false statements, and did little or nothing. Why not try to fix something for a change? Why not drop your airport project? It's screwed up. I've told you that already. And fund the credit card machine at the pumps for fueling aircraft. Do it at half the cost to the county. Then cut the airport budget to $20,000. With the income they now receive by the airport, which is another $60,000, it equals the $80,000 they operate on. That's all that's needed. This county doesn't need to be funding an airport expansion at a time when we're carrying $500,000 in debt, with a need to replace our jail and need to for a permanent fix to our courthouse roof. We just don't need to be wasting tax dollars this way. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there other public comments? Hearing none, we'll go on to committee reports. Andy, do you have anything for us today?
Just a little bit there. I don't know if anybody's got to see the probation, but Mark's pretty much got it about wrapped up as far as the back rooms where the old law office was. But they have taken the carpet up, and what used I don't know if when you walked in there, you went past John's, and then there was the big room that had the dividers, and they've taken the carpet up in there. They're scraping. There's a lot of glue on the floor. I think we're going to maybe. I've got drum sanders and edgers, and we're going to sand and see what that. It's a oak floor underneath, and it's laid diagonally. It's kind of a neat looking on the floor. So we're going to I told Bob that I'd get my sander out, bring that into him, and we're gonna.
Do you feel like Indiana Jones would go to the house and discover these new things? He loves it.
You need to get a new hand.
I've walked with him before there, Derek. It's okay.
I have trouble with it. But, no, that's all I have right now.
Thank you. Any questions of Andy? Dan?
I don't
Brunner.
have much. Janet texted me last week, the compressor at the health department went out, which I don't know what it controls, but it was $900 to replace it. And she said Sycamore Engineering is starting the replacement of the heating and cooling system probably this week or next week. I did notice, and if you remember last year, we had a big argument or discussion on who was supposed to clean the sidewalks around the courthouse, but I noticed the last snow we had that they cleaned very well, so whoever did it did a good job, so.
It's Bob.
It was Bob.
Pardon?
Wonderful.
Okay. Last year we
And a
thought the
nice
city.
big snow blower.
Yeah, right, so it looked
Almost said,
really,
why don't you come across the
so he needs a
street?
compliment on cleaning the snow off, that was very good. Animal shelter, I guess it's still running, so I haven't heard much, so. Nothing else.
Okay.
The compressor,
I
is
don't
that
know
part
what
of the
control-
heater we're gonna
Well, I
replace
hope
anyway?
so, but it was extra. It was something not in the system, I don't think, because it did cost us $900.
I just remembered the thermostats and things in those rooms are controlled by a compressor
Right.
also. It's pneumatic,
Right,
so I don't know.
I don't know.
That may
I
be-
can check
that's-
with him, see if it's part of the.
I mean, it's already a done deal, I guess, the
Yeah.
compressor's already in.
Well, I needed it, so. I
Well,
didn't
but
have a
if
choice.
it's, it might be a deduct from a contract if it's
Yeah.
brand new.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
I didn't have time to check with you.
I guess my concern was, since we haven't pulled the old heater,
Mhm.
I guess the new system's in, so we're using the new system to heat the building, right?
No,
And-
no.
Okay,
They haven't even touched
keep
the,
track of everything.
they haven't even touched the
Okay.
system yet.
We've taken the old, what do we
No.
do?
Oh,
We take
yeah.
out
Asbestos removal.
just asbestos.
Right. So they're supposed to start replacing the old system this week or next week. So this either is with that system or something they had not planned on replacing.
could be a supplemental thing.
Yeah, I'll check with them. I just didn't have time.
Did you hear anything else? Any other questions of Dan?
Did she happen to say anything to you, Dan, about that alarm system, ever mentioned it?
No.
Okay.
I'll stop by and talk to her.
She wants a
Yeah.
panic button out there.
Right.
Derek? Not so much? Alan?
Not a whole lot. Been still trying to get a hold with Mike and Andy on our public buildings and meetings with all the either elected officials or department heads to see, not that we can provide everything they need in the next year, but last year when we toured all the buildings, we talked with everybody. So just to try to set that up again, to talk with everybody and see where they're at, try to get a meeting going on there and look at all the different things we have. The other thing, just as a sidelight, I went down to what's called the ECIDC, East Central Illinois Development Corporation meeting in Effingham. This is the spot that meet once a year. Basically, they have a big program. It's kind of like where they put together business, education, and some government. Part of that is this local workforce agency that we're part of, LWIA 23. They're one of the sponsors of that, and so they like for somebody from the county boards, if they can, to be there. So, and it was good. We had somebody there from the federal government, state, also different people working within agencies, education agencies, and also industrial agencies on how to forge that gap to get the workers that we need. What we're finding is that most of the industries that were there are saying they want more and more workers. It's just they can't find the workers. You know, that's the big match in industrial education now. Also found out in the state of Illinois, even though we may be losing a lot of industrial jobs, we are actually in a position that's higher on the scale because we've had so many industrial jobs in the past. We just need to find a way to get that in there, and then they get into the big governmental debate on the different business industry, the business applications that are causing maybe people to live, but it's still there higher than most all states around as far as industry, how Illinois could very easily go back into industrial mode again. So it's interesting. You had a lot of the same issues there, a lot of breakout sessions. So that was kind of a thing. And I also went to the UCCI meeting this past week.
Where would you like to go?
Well, I don't really wanna go anyplace right now. But, where would I
You
like
had
to
that
go? I take that back. You know where I'd really like to go? Give me a spot from Mexico or, yeah.
Worked on the wall.
Yeah. And it was good too. That's where you have a chance to meet your legislatures. We went over there and tried to talk, our crew, that's the direct ones that I work with, they were both in, one of them was in committee session, one of them was in general assembly at that, or a general meeting at that time. They both called and talked a little bit, and you know, I think they're as frustrated as anybody else over the budget stalemate, quite honestly. Matter of fact, I think, because I also talked to some of the aides of people that just know of the people up there, and their big thing is like, they're all just sitting around, quite honestly. You know, they're, I think I can say, I think they're waiting on 2 people in the state to try to get together, and those 2 have chosen not to get together. So it was very interesting, because they also had 3 or 4 different sessions that you go to. One of which was, like I was saying last year, that you know, where they have a person comes in from the Secretary of State on how to get rid of excess paper in our offices. And I know Dina and Don have already talked to somebody up there, so maybe get Augie and Circle Clerk office to look at to see if there's some stuff that we can just, you know, get rid of type of stuff. They'll come down and do that for nothing. That was one of them. Also, there was a legislative agenda there, again, talking about, you know, what types of bills and stuff that maybe counties need to go forward, because we've all had different issues. Feel very comfortable in the fact that this organization has a couple of good lobbyists with them. So I'll leave that run. I see the barrister is going, so I will.
Okay, Alan, would you be so good as to come up with a motion for us to go into closed session, please? I think it covers just about everything.
Okay. Let's go into the closed session then and discuss appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of a public body, pending litigation and negotiations.
Right.
Okay.
Do I have a second to that, please?
Second that.
Carl seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, let's do a roll call, please.
Okay,
Mike wants-
Voigt,
Yes.
Lorenzen,
Yes.
Zuber,
Yes.
Farnham,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. It does carry, and we'll be going into exec session here in a couple minutes. Once now Don and the sheriff, we're gonna do.
Come back.
Well,
No.
it does delineate. We can do more. We just can't do less than the law. Yeah. What he said. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back in.
Okay. The
Open
only
session.
thing, Carl, you haven't got anything else, do you?
Other than last week, one day last week, I went out to the airport spent a couple hours with Tom, talked with him. He had some questions, and he's working on some things, and he's met with Spencer Jobst on the door problem. And they couldn't get it open, and he was gonna maybe see about using Mills. They went over there, and it wouldn't budge either. So he's he's talked to Jake Payne, he's looking into several different things that they can do to maybe try to alleviate the problem.
Is it the big door? What door?
No,
It was a sliding door.
Oh,
On the
okay.
T-hanger,
Oh, okay, thank you.
Mills
All
is
right,
T-hanger.
all right, we can solve that problem. I'm just,
yeah.
good question.
And my understanding, we're utilizing part of the main hangar. He's got the plowed snow last Monday, and we put it in there to let it thaw out and everything, so we're utilizing that. Mills gave us permission to utilize that, so he's working with us on that.
Where are we at on Mills and the committee and all that?
So I haven't talked to him yet, so nothing has changed there.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Tom's moving, he's been talking to a lot of different people, a lot of good feedback, from people talking to him and giving him some history and stuff, and, he seems satisfied and eager and trying to learn things and go from there.
So we got nothing else on the airport today, correct?
I got one question now. We need to put a roof on the garage at the jail. Now, I don't, I haven't worked with Bob at all, but he made the suggestion that maybe he could probably do it with the help of someone. Is that something I want to entertain, or do you just want to get an estimate on the thing? It's a pretty straightforward roof.
Is that one we got to have somebody certified to work in
That's
public buildings?
part of my concern too.
I think you do.
He is.
Roofers.
He works for us, he is.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's okay.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward roof.
We can't hire somebody that is not
Right,
licensed to
right.
roof.
Okay.
So in other words,
We,
We use our
They-
own
they've got-
force, we're okay.
he's got a couple guys that are on probation, need to do some community service now. I don't know, I'm
because, you
asking.
put them up there and they get hurt,
Liability.
you're talking about a liability issue. I think the best thing is to
Get
get
an
them out.
estimate.
I mean, it's not that big of a project,
Okay,
I wouldn't think.
I'll get a couple.
Guy from Christmas went to the health department.
Guy from Chris.
John.
This is different.
John Tingley.
Yeah.
Is he pretty good? I mean, it's just
He
a
does-
shingle
he did
roof,
work
that
for
health
me,
department
yeah.
was a
Yeah.
complicated.
He can do
roof.
shingle, rubber, whatever.
What's his name again?
John Tingley.
I've seen his ad.
Everybody else is going metal, Andy, I think maybe we ought to go metal up there too.
Well, you could.
That could.
Ching.
Last 50 years, we won't be around to worry about it.
Yeah.
The garage will be long gone.
Yeah.
Let's see, John Tingley. You got it?
Yeah, 264-3838.
Okay.
Slow down a little bit.
Yep.
Lucky that
264,
38
38,
is on the
38.
end, right?
Don't tell him how much you have to
You
spend
want
before you put
comment?
No,
it
you
in.
contact
All right.
him, read it like a fact.
No.
I don't wanna.
His bill at the health department was $29,950.
The other thing that you guys need to, have in the back of your mind, since we're due another 25,000 from 911, is I think we ought to put on the agenda under bills paid, until Augie to bill $25,000 to the improvement, courthouse improvement fund, and ship 25,000 bucks into that fund. Okay, we're caught up on some things. I know we're betting on the come a little bit, but I think we ought to bite the bullet so that nobody
I
disagrees.
think that's where that was supposed to
That was,
go
that
into.
was my understanding, that's where.
I know, but I didn't want to just do it and have you go, well, why'd we do it?
Okay.
Well, because I just decided on my own we were gonna do it. So, all right, is there anything else to come before the meeting today?
Bless you.
Hearing nothing, I entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Jared, second.
A second.
I called Jimmy John's once.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you for a good discussion this morning, gentlemen.
They were a little
Do
late.
we know, or did Jeff have that? I just didn't write it around, guys. How much is actually spent right now? So far in 16?
Go work.
That he may have. Did you have that?
Oh, I heard nothing.
Somebody
from-
was saying
I got a